Welcome! Today I'll be recreating food from the film Coraline. Coraline is my all-time favorite film, and if you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. I'm a big fan of the story. I read the book, watched the film, read the comic version of it. Anyway, the first on the list will be the mushroom omelette and bacon. There may be some spoilers, so go watch Coraline if you haven't. As seen in the second half of the film, where Coraline walks into the kitchen where her other mother is cooking her breakfast at midnight, I think, while she prepared to eat, Coraline discusses a deal with the other mother to rescue her parents and the ghost children. Here I'm slicing up some baby mushrooms, about this size. And then we have the green garnishes on the omelette, so I was thinking they were chives. The other mother did fry her bacon, but instead this time I really wanted to achieve this really crispy texture, so I was thinking of grilling them. And first I'm starting with oiling the grill. Then I grilled the bacon for about 15 minutes until it's crispy and golden. And of course, I can't forget the eggs. Then some salt. Butter in the pan, omelette mixture in. Now you have to cook it on really low heat, well, medium heat at least. Then cover it. Now when I was able to lift the omelette from the bottom, I folded it in half, but I couldn't see the mushrooms on the side. So plan B was to place it on the plate and then flip it over. And we can definitely see the mushrooms now on either side. Some of the chives. I'm just tidying up the bits to make the omelette extra curvy. Reenacting the spatula bacon movement moment. Yeah, so this is the scene where she discusses a deal with the other mother to rescue her parents and the ghost children. Tried to make it a bit more accurate like this one. And what Coraline says is, I'll stay here forever and let you love me. And I'll let you sew buttons in my eyes. Alright, time to dig in. This was really good. I liked the crispiness from the bacon with the soft textures of the omelette. Now for the second food on the list. This is like Coraline going down the stairs following the mice to the small door. So this is when the other mother cooks a grand feast for Coraline after spying on Coraline through the little doll's eyes. I began with taking the leaves off from the thyme sprigs, and I'm going in this way, so in the opposite direction of where the leaves are facing, as you can see here. Some dried rosemary into the bowl, salt and pepper, a good amount of rapeseed oil, of the tea leaves, where Miss Pink and Miss Forcible reads Coraline's tea leaves. So actually, I'm using Jamie Oliver's roast chicken recipe. I'll link his recipe below so you can follow it. I'm adding some vegetables, and then this is how I've stuffed the chicken and rubbed all the herbs around it. What I like about his recipe is that he recommends to slide in some butter in between the skin and the breast of the chicken, which makes the breast less dry, so I'd recommend using his recipe. For the mashed potato segment, I peeled the potatoes, chopped them, and then placed them into my Russell Hobbs steamer. On top of that, I'm also steaming some sweet corn, peas. So I steam the potatoes for 20 minutes, sweet corn for 5 minutes, and the peas for 2 to 3 minutes. Potatoes are steamed, so now I just have to mash them up. So my mom has taught me how to make mashed potatoes creamier by adding some butter and some milk. So this is what I'm doing exactly. I like some chunky bits in my mashed potatoes, so you can see that there are still some chunky bits inside them. And dried parsley as an extra garnish. Look at this! The roast chicken. Jamie Oliver really did me good. For the gravy, I just have to transfer the stock from the chicken into a pot on medium heat and then add in some flour and just keep stirring until it becomes thick. To have a smoother gravy, I'm pouring it through the sieve. Instead of bread rolls, because I didn't have them, so I used baguette slices. I brushed them with olive oil on one side, then grilled them. And time to set the table, setting the chicken just like Coraline's mom did. So, to sum it all, the other mother cooks food that Coraline would prefer over disgusting chard. And hey, I just happened to have a pineapple during that day. So it's roast chicken, peas, corn on a cob, mashed potatoes, gravy, broccoli, mango juice, etc. I've purposely made the carrots visible under the chicken because I observed from Coraline's roast chicken that there were some carrots beneath. Next up is dinner breakfast food. So I'm thinking this is one of the underrated breakfasts in Coraline. We almost forget about this scene as it is a short scene of waffle eating before Coraline watches Mr. Babinski's jumping mice performance. If you haven't noticed, the other mother doesn't eat anything because, spoiler alert, she's not human and eats children. Only the made-up father and Coraline eats. So first up, I'm just halving my strawberries for the strawberry compote, which I think that's how you say it, I don't know. I've put some of it in the big bowl and a quarter of it in a small bowl here. You'll see why later on. In goes the self-raising flour, or plain flour if you don't have any, baking powder, salt, cinnamon. Onto the wet ingredients, we have eggs, milk, vanilla extract, then mix. Pour the wet bit by bit. Time to simmer the strawberries from the big bowl in water and dark brown sugar for 5 minutes. Mix. And then over time they'll begin to mush up, like so. I was observing Coraline's strawberry compote and I could see lumps of fruit on top, so that was why I reserved a quarter of it right here, so that we can still see the strawberries at the top. Now I'm using my mini waffle maker from Giles & Foster, and I'm just going to oil it both sides, then take 2 tablespoons of the batter for each waffle. Once the batter was in and the lid closed, the red light will turn on, like so. And after the red light turns off here, it signals that the waffles are done cooking. What's great is that you won't have to use your timer. To make the waffles square-shaped, I am chopping up the ends so that they aren't completely round-edged. With an electric whisk, I'm going to whip the double cream for 2 minutes and it should turn out like so. Thick but not too thin. To make the bottom waffle stand, I'm just tucking it on top of some waffle scraps and then following the order of the other father's waffle as my guide to create his. His has really got some layers of whipped cream and strawberry and waffles. Very sweet, very fun. I guess it makes him look like a fun father to Coraline. Hers has just got the strawberry compotes on top and that's all. And I saw that they were dripping down the side, so that is what I'm creating. Beside Coraline, she also does have a muffin beside her, so I bought a store-bought muffin because I just couldn't be bothered. Then quickly scrambling some eggs, basically just 2 eggs beaten and then scrambled on the pan. Food's ready, but one more thing, the dragon snappers. So it's between the tulips or the daffodils. In the end, guess which flowers I chose? I chose the tulips. They resembled the color of the dragon snappers the most. There we have it, all is assembled. I couldn't decide which lighting suited the food most, this one or this one. Let me know. While everyone eats, the other father says, I love dinner breakfast food. Taste test time. So they're both really sweet actually, especially with the whipped cream one. I'm going to say that the waffles were visually stunning beside the whipped cream and the strawberry compote. And this is something that you should try once in a while, not every day, because this is quite sweet, but suitable for children. And some of this muffin as well, very sweet, but hey, we have to step into Coraline's shoes. On the last on our menu is the slime for dinner segment. So I couldn't tell exactly what she was having, but it looked like chard, definitely, because the father says chard, and some cabbage, because it looked like it. This is my first time picking up chard, and I thought it had a really beautiful color with the purple stems and yellow as well, yellow stems. So here I'm just chopping them up roughly into sections. And would you look at these veins, they're just amazing, so beautiful and so vibrant. There's no recipe for this because they were just roughly stir-fried with pork and cabbage. I give you bowls of porridge and I give you bowls of ice cream, which is what the father says when he's serving this charred dinner to Coraline. This actually tastes good because I didn't make it disgusting, but it's a great vegetable. It feels a bit like kale as well because of the hard texture. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and let me know which recipe you liked the most. Bye!